absolutely fine.
Perfect. There you go, Monday.
Hello and welcome to the Man United Agenda. Yes, we're back. We've got 3 points today away from home. Surprise, surprise. And I'm joined by Mr. B, who's done a wonderful watch along. Bath time. And welcome back to Brush. All right, guys, welcome to the Manchester United Agenda, the Man United Agenda. Do you want to say rest in peace to one of the best players of all time in world football? Not just for Man United, not just in English football, world football. That's Sir Bobby Charlton. Sir Bobby Charlton. Now, he is the ambassador of our club. He represents everything that's good about Manchester United Football Club and English football. He was a top goal. Imagine a midfielder being top goal scorer for England for such a long period of time with 49 goals. Midfielder with 49 goals for playing for the international. 240 plus goals for Manchester United as well. Rocket foot, left foot, right foot. I mean, this is a legend of a player. Came through 1958 with that disaster, became a great, great player and won the FA Cup, won the league. And then that night at Wembley, we beat Benfica. He was part of that as well. And then also he won the Ballon d'Or that year. So don't forget, Bobby Charlton is one of the greatest players of all time. And 1966, he done his nation proud by winning the World Cup as well. What a great player he was. And unfortunately, he passed away today at the age of 86, I think it was. But that's a good innings, and he's lived a good life. And he's always been the man around Manchester United. He's got his own stand as well. So here on the Man United Agenda, we salute you, Bobby Charlton, for all the services to Man United, services to football. You are a ledge, and we wish you and your family all well, because this is a sad day for Man United Football Club. And we went and represented the one today, but more importantly, I mean, what a loss. Guys, anything to say about that? Any memories about Bobby Charlton you just want to drop out there? Because we're doing a show on him tomorrow.
I'm going to save mine for the show tomorrow. Sorry.
I'll just say he was my father's favourite player. Like, really upset today by that news, but I did also think that the last Manchester United game he saw was Brentford with the comeback, and I hope that he was happy with that.
Yeah, I think you summed it up pretty nicely there, Mondi. Unfortunately, didn't have the pleasure of watching him play, but he's always been there. He's always been a face in the crowd. You've always seen him growing up, and it's not going to be the same without him.
Most certainly. Oh boy! All right, let's get on with this, man, because it's important to talk about what happened like 5-10 minutes ago. Mr. B, you've done a live watch along. You're fresh in your mind. You guys have watched the game. I've watched the game too. We went up to Sheffield tonight. They were always going to make it difficult for us, but we got the 3 points, and that's the most important thing. Let's get into this. Talk about the lineup first, but I'm just going to talk about the performance as well. But the lineup, I'm going to put it up, guys. And Brush, I'm going to come to you. You ain't been on the show for a long time. We got issues with our fullback situation, and Casemiro's out for Ram, wasn't starting, and lots of things going on here. So this is how we started up tonight. Just quickly, because I was asking my brother this, would you play Lindelof left back? Would you play him right back and Dalot left back? I mean, what do you think about the mix?
Listen, it just shows the state of our squad and with the injuries and lack of options that we have, really, doesn't it? I was quite happy with the central pairing in defence. Yeah, with Lindelof and Dalot, it is what it is. We make do until we can do better. I was rather hoping to see Reguilon today, so a little bit disappointed in that. But yeah, we make do.
And the other big talking point, Brush, is like you've got Mount, Ericsson, but McTominay came in and played that role today. I think would you say he's fighting with Mount and Ericsson for that position?
I think so. I think obviously the last game he had a major impact as well. And you know, we're giving him a go. Is he the long-term solution? I have my doubts.
Okay. Any other thoughts, guys, on the starting 11? Mr. B, I mean, Johnny Evans. Would you have thrown him in? We did a show yesterday, a preview show, and we sort of got this almost right.
We all expected Varane to start. Well, we all expected Varane to start, didn't we? We didn't even contemplate that it would be a Johnny Evans and Maguire starting. But look, you have to give Jackie's jacket. Look, we'll probably talk about performances later, but a couple of players today stood up, and I salute them. I salute them.
Barthman, you were saying midweek about the goalkeeper situation. He started today because you were saying the Turkish guy needs a good run out as well. He's stuck with the goalkeeper, and then obviously he's stuck with the front four, which is Rashford, who's also been sort of under a bit of fire. Are you happy with the selection today?
Look, OMONDI, I can't lie, because my football is cancelled tomorrow. I'm half a bottle deep in wine at the moment, so I was happy with pretty much everything that I saw. Yeah, I think the team didn't surprise me. I would have liked Garnacho to have started over Rashford, but that's wishful thinking. But it was pretty solid. You've got to remember that Evans and Maguire have played a lot of football together at Leicester, and we were expecting a lot of aerials into the box. And whilst Varane is pretty good at dealing with those, with high balls and things, you'd think Evans and Maguire would be the choice for sort of like aerial bombardment. So I was perfectly fine with that team.
Okay, let's get into this, man. Performance-wise, playing against a team that's only got a point in 8 in the games now, and that was a draw somewhere. But they've lost narrowly to Man City, to Spurs, and to Nottingham Forest as well, and also to us today. After the second minute, there was a save by Onana that he sort of popped out of his head. A good save. We have to give him credit because he's had a strong hand on that. And he kept coming out, claiming the ball, which is good. Good command of his area, good shot stopping. And this is after 17 minutes. I felt Sheffield United had the most of the play in the first 15, 20 minutes. Do you agree with me, Brush?
Yeah. Overall, I wasn't too happy with our performance, but it's a needs must kind of thing. So what's important now is to just gain some kind of momentum and get the results and the points on the board.
Yeah, but the first 15, 20 minutes, do you think we should go out there and have more impact in the game? Or do you have to concede sometimes?
Ideally, but obviously you're going away from home, after what happened to them against Newcastle, it's going to be tough. They're going to tighten up. They're going to keep it compact. So, yeah, you need to be on your guard as well.
Big up to guys in the chat as well. Jeff saying hi. We've got Stuart Marshall as well. Vincent, DN Vlogs, Teddy as well. Oh, my gosh. Big T is in the house. Dave P as well. Do all you guys enjoy the game? Let us know in the comments. JR Ewan is here as well. Good evening. DK Wilson. DN Vlogs is saying here, very pleased with Garnacho. I always said he needs to start versus City because we've got a big game next week, of course. And people are bigging up Maguire as well. DN Vlog, he's got a different first 11. But this is against City. Sorry, this is who started against City. Emma is saying Maguire had a good game, a bit proactive for my taste, but with where he almost got his own way, but he didn't get a yellow as well. So there's buts, but he did play well. Let's talk about the first 15, 20 minutes when Sheffield United had a hold on the game. We were kind of poor. Why do you think that was, Mr. B? Bath time between you two.
Monday, at the end of the day, we need to, as much as we're playing Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United. Sorry, we needed to be in the game. I'm glad we didn't give anything away too early in regards to chances. Yes, we gave away possession. We gave possession in regards to letting them have it in certain positions, but I don't think we were ever, apart from obviously the Onana saving with the inside of his elbow. I don't think there was much that they did. Yeah. So I like the way we set up in regards to we didn't give away too. All right, we didn't create, but we didn't give. We need to. I know it's bad because it's Sheffield United, but it's our second win. It's our second win in a row. We haven't had that in a little while. So maybe now after this, the confidence will come out. You can still see they're a bit nervous. The players are still a bit nervous, but a win's a win. It was a nervous win on Monday. To me, to be honest, I think it was a nervous win. I was hoping it would have been a lot more in regards to performance-wise, but I think a couple of players, as I said, there's a few players I just want to get you lot's opinion on during the game as well to see if I was right or wrong with it. But we've got to be happy with the 3 points. As silly as it sounds, we've got to be happy with the 3 points. And look, Chelsea and Arsenal drew. We've closed points. We've closed, the gap on the teams above us. Slowly, yes, we're not pulling up trees, but as long as they keep drawing and we keep winning, then it's all right. You know what I mean?
Bath time. I want to ask you about this because obviously, do you concede sometimes? Because the commentators were saying it. I think a lot of I was getting texts that said, "Oh, we're playing poor, playing poor." Do you think it's the case that we're playing poor? Or do you have to concede a bit of energy to what Sheffield United started with? Because it took us half an hour to get our first goal and start playing from the way I saw it, but we were secure.
Yeah, like first of all, I'd like to shout out Vincent because I absolutely love his profile picture. You're a lucky guy, Vincent. But like, look, right, we go away to we go across the Pennines to a club that has spent 2 weeks preparing for us. Like they've been thinking nothing but us. And I think we actually did pretty well tonight. I know we didn't get the goals, but to be honest, Hoyland should have had a hat trick. We hit the bar twice. Like Rashford sort of scored 1 or 2. I think that wasn't the worst performance I've seen this season. And I felt that even though we were under pressure in the first 15 to 20 minutes and we weren't keeping the ball properly, we certainly weren't transitioning effectively, our defensive structure never really cracked. Like, I never felt that we were under pressure. I felt the balls that were coming in were pretty easy to defend. Obviously, McTominay gets sort of stuck in two minds. It's something that, to be honest, this is one of the only things I share with McTominay, but I've conceded that penalty about 20 times in my career as well, where you get stuck between what your body's doing and things. I will not put the wine down, Big T. I am having a little party tonight, and I'm having a lot of fun. But when you look at what we did during the game, we struggled for the first 20 minutes. We got a foothold. We pushed up the pitch. We occupied all the zones. The players worked hard. It really came down to quality from the wings and the final third for me, and that's an improvement. Because when, like Mr. B, if you think about it, right, did we ever look like we were going to get cut through the middle?
No, we didn't. I think that had a lot to do with Amrabat. There, to be fair, but we didn't. You're right.
And Bruno, like any time a player, what we've been doing for a long time is we've been leaving our defenders and midfielders in 1v1 situations where they've got to like win the 1v1. Tonight we never had a defender in a 1v1 situation. I'm really pleased about that. I think even though the performance wasn't one for the ages, I think that the attacking and defensive structure suggests that we're in for a good time in the coming months.
Big up Bath time. Brush, going to come to you because we scored our first goal. Let's see if we can remember this. So Anthony and Dalot played a 1-2. Dalot got the return. He crossed the ball. It went wide to Rashford, and he sort of passed it to Lindelof, who squared it to just outside the D to Bruno. And Bruno played a poor pass into the chest of McTominay. He thinking, let's control that. You know, when you try to stick someone up when you're warming up, say, control that. And he did. It stuck to his chest, and he buried it. I mean, man, what a goal. What a goal.
Listen, we've got our backup number 9, haven't we? It was very instinctive, fortunate as well, but lovely techers for him to just control it and then smash it the way he did.
And what's the issue? I'm going to ask a question because I wrote down this question before the show, and I want you to tackle this one for me, brother. Brush, over to you. Can I heard for ages? Why is it we concede after we just score goals?
It was very unfortunate today, wasn't it? Like Vaughan touched on. I mean, you know, it's very easy to blame him, but yeah, when you get caught in too much, it's very hard to just adjust your body position. You know, we were quite unfortunate. I don't think we're really under any sort of threat at any time during the game. So if they were going to score, it was probably going to come from a set piece, to be fair. I thought we set up well, like you mentioned. Yeah, the only other concern, obviously, is like the injuries and stuff that we've had. When we get our fully fit squad back, I'm actually somewhat optimistic, dare I say.
Yo!
And even currently, we're only 6 points off the top, guys. As mad as that sounds.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But let's go back to that penalty. I mean, look, there was a lot of argument from about 3-4 of our senior players. They're saying to the ref, you can see Maguire was going, look, that's a penalty when they put a hand out there. His hand was down here. What do you expect him to do? Do you understand what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, it's definitely a thing. It's a thing where, you know, naturally, like, I don't know what you can do with your hand, but if the shoe's on the other foot, we're going to call for a penalty as well.
Do any of you think that wasn't a penalty?
No, it was a penalty.
Yeah. Yeah. I would argue this.
You know what? I don't think. You see, Van Dijk does a lot of his arms right behind his so he, as much as McTominay's arms weren't out, if you look with the ball bounce, it's actually stopped off his arm.
Yeah.
So I can't, and even the movement, it looks like he's kind of moved. So no, I don't think there was but I don't think there was an argument for that. But I could be wrong. You lot have a different opinion.
My argument is I want to get Jeff on the show or some referee or maybe Casper or one of these guys here. Or just throw it out to you guys because I'm not obviously shoes on the other foot. I'm saying but we had penalty. Remember Spurs this season when the guy came out and
Romero.
said, Romero, and he had his hand out there and he hit his hand clearly. And I'm saying, well, you shouldn't have your hand out there. This time, but Tommy's had his hands in. He's thinking, right, keep my hands in. And then he sort of bent over to try and chest the ball and it kind of come off his arm or his bicep kind of thing. And I
think it's the distance, Amondo.
Yeah.
A bit like like Arsenal conceded a penalty today from a guy doing a star jump, basically. I think the thing is that McTominay sees the ball all the way. It's 15 yards or something like that. He gets himself in a tangle because he thinks someone's going to clear it, whatever. And it is, for me, it's a penalty. I've seen loads of decisions this year that I think are penalties and they're not. But that one looked pretty clearly a penalty to me. But shout out to McTominay for that is where you want, by the way, your midfielder to be in that position. And even though, he's made an error and stuff like that, and Dalot's bailed him out, which is good because we're a football club and we fight for each other. But that's another example of the structure I saw tonight that I was really pleased with. A couple of weeks ago, that space would have been completely open, against Notts Forest or Wolves or whatever. And Amrabat, McTominay and Bruno, they filled those spaces really nicely tonight. And I think Brush is right. We were never really under pressure except from our own players, from Onana and McTominay.
Go back. I mean, if we go back in that move when the penalty was given, Lindelof tried to play a ball out and played a whack ball. It really was poor. I don't know if you guys remember it. And then we was like, oh my God. You can see the sighing in the midfielders who want to get forward and think, let's play out from the back quite easily. It's an easy ball we had to play to Rashford, and he got cut out, and that's how they ended up getting the crossing to get the penalty in the end. So just quickly here, JR saying in the ref's office, is there a Man United agenda? Tommy's pen, we have had 3 of those not given this season. Zoe Media House saying it's a soft penalty. Jeff saying, send me the link, I will come and voice only.
Tell him it's just been sent, yeah?
It's just been sent. Yeah, we want to hear about this. And do we have a forward emergency? Says JR. Agreed, really soft, says DK Wilson as well. I didn't really watch the games, I haven't seen the pen. However, in my
I've got a question. Amondo.
Yeah.
Maguire. Was that a pen?
No.
To push in the back?
No.
Yes.
Don't you think so?
No.
I'm Monday, please. Bathtime, I'm glad you brought that up because that was the one.
You're welcome.
That was the one thing that I had that I wanted to question because his performance today was very, very good. But that there could have cost us in that specific that time of the game. I actually thought it was a penalty. I thought it was a penalty. I didn't think he went for the ball, and the fact that he came down and pushed the player out, I just feel that
his elbow's too high. His elbow's too high for me. Like he's jumping up with his elbow. The thing is, Monday, right? It wasn't given as a penalty. They looked at it, so it's probably not a penalty. Jeff can explain, but would you be that cross if that was awarded as a penalty? I think I'd just have to swallow it, and I'm going to swallow some more wine now.
I wouldn't. The referee was standing very close to it. I don't know what you think, Rush, but for me, that's not a pen. The defender's got to come have. It's like, don't remember the Wolves issue when they said they should have a penalty when Onana came across the ball, like travelled across his goal line to get the ball, didn't see the guys, went to catch it, and ran into 2 players. It's a crowded area. But the same thing applies with Maguire. The same thing applies with Maguire. He's got to run over in that direction with all his momentum to go and try and challenge that. And you put your elbow there or that there to stop yourself from getting smashed in the face. Because people
Yeah,
fling out elbows, all this kind of thing all the time. Scratch out your eye and claw you and all that kind of thing. You got to put some sort of protection. So I don't think there's a penalty, and I think the referee got that spot on because the defender's got to come over. You can't take out challenges from the game. Do you understand what I'm saying? There was a comment from one of the commentators that said, "Oh, well, that's a barge. Barges are outruled from the game these days." You know, when it's a 50-50 barge and someone went down and was given as a foul. You know, the game's changed so much. We cannot destroy the physical contact. The guy had to come over and make a challenge. If he didn't, he'd be looking like a fool right now, saying he don't want it. You know, Maguire wanted it today, and he was 100% committed, and that's why he went over there. And after the guy headed the ball, they had a collision. There's not a foul for me. It's not a penalty. The ref got that spot on. You agree with me, Brush, don't you?
I think he was fortunate.
You don't blow my buzz tonight, man.
Yeah, but Omondi, right? When you bring up Onana against Wolves, like the PGMOL came out and apologised for that being a poor decision and that it should have been a penalty.
Yeah, but we're talking football here and logic, right? Just hear me out on this one.
Okay.
The goalkeeper's looking near post. The ball gets flighted over to the back post. He's running over, looking at the ball all time, not looking at the man, I'm going to crash into him. Looking at the ball, it's his area, his house. You got to command the area. This is an attribute for goalkeepers, command of the area. So he's trying to take command of his area and tries to grab the ball, and there's two guys in front of him, and he bumps into them in a crowded box. To me, you got to use your discretion sometimes rather than the rules and understand that can't be a foul, because if you looked at him, then you can say, all right, he intended to go into them. He didn't care who he bumped into. He was going for the ball. And I think that's not intentional, and that's why it was rightly not given a penalty.
Should we ask an expert?
Yeah, bring him on.
All right, I'm going to try this. If you can't hear me good, I'm going to come on tomorrow.
A bit too late for the audience right now to come on tomorrow. They want it now. Come on. Jeff, there's two talking points we're discussing here. The Maguire, should that be the penalty, and the handball as well. Both sort of question marks. What's your feeling? By the book, because you're a referee. Tell us your credentials.
Yeah, no worries. On Sunday Football League, if that was any of us, that's a penalty. And the way the Premier League calls that, and the way that he waved it off immediately, he wasn't given that because the ball wasn't playable. But any Sunday league, you shove somebody in the back like that, you don't give a PK, you got to fight. So, yeah, he shoved him in the back. No PK in the Premier League.
What's the rule, though, Jeff? Like, what is the rule?
By the letter of the law, that's a penalty.
So why wasn't it given?
Because they don't give those. If you watch week after week after week, there's all kinds of contact off of the corner, off of a running play. It has to do with the proximity of the ball to the play as well. Now, that's why there was a VAR check on that. That was a quick before the restart. He held him up on the goal kick, but once he had a quick, they said no, we're not calling that. They moved on. But again, if you go back and watch all the matches today, you'll see 6 or 7 of those where they don't call them because the ball's not playable.
So Jeff, on like UK commentary, Alan Smith, the ex-Arsenal striker, said that those weren't called because the foul occurred after the action had taken place. Is that an interpretation of the rule, or are they just flagrantly like ignoring it?
No, it's an interpretation. And it's one of the things they address before every season. I guarantee it. They'll go through slide after slide. They'll watch film and they'll say, "We're calling that. We're not calling that." And again, it has to do with the action. And again, I'm telling you, it has to do with the proximity of the play. If that ball was dropping to his feet and he shoves him in the back like that, it's a PK.
All right. Can I start, Jeff? You're watching the game. You're a fan. What did you think? Do you say best penalty?
No.
Okay, good. So, see, we're confused. You're saying no, but then by the book you're saying yes. And you're basically saying it's up to whoever's deciding, whoever's reffing. You know?
Yeah,
you're saying
but again,
will be given, and then if it's not given, there'll be a fight. Or then you're saying you wouldn't get. Then you say it was not a penalty. Then you're saying, by the rule, he's shoved him. Mr. B saying he's elbowed him, and pushed him out of the way. I don't know what Brush is saying. Brush didn't get to say it. Brush, what? Come on, Brush, tell me.
Listen, I just think he's very fortunate. Like, it was one of those where it was a hand in heart moment. He could have gone either way for me.
I'm talking about the Harry Maguire one. So what did Harry Maguire do wrong? Where's the foul in that instant?
Well, to be honest, I thought, you know what? I thought what could work against him was the fact that it was Harry Maguire.
Right.
Because he's quite calamitous.
That's true.
Now, hey, look. Like I said, in a standard non-Premier League game, and again, it's even worse if you watch championship games. I see guys get elbowed in the face and no calls in the championship every week.
Crazy.
When I watch.
Yeah, it's a lot more physical, isn't it, in the championship?
It is. It is. And the Premier League's toned that down a lot, where they started making more and more calls, but there's still things like that, and it has to do with play. And is it going to hold up play? Is it deserved? You know, and again, it's what the referee sees first and what VAR brings him back to.
And McTominay's a clear penalty, Jeff, yeah?
Oh, yeah. The way okay, let's talk about that, because yes, the way that it's been called the last 3 years, that is a clear penalty. 4 years ago, that's not a penalty. So
why is it a clear penalty?
Because his arm, there was daylight between his arm and his body, and because his arm wasn't moving. If you were in that proximity down next to your body before 3 years ago, that was not. You had to be above your head. You had to be out to the side. You had to be moving towards the ball. All of those things were factors in the past, but they keep changing the handling to where nobody knows what isn't handling now, Bathon.
Hold on a minute. So at the start of the season, there should be a rule given. That's referees. I spoke to the referee before the season. And he said, I said, what are the changes in the rules? And he just broke down what the rule changes are. We've seen in the Premiership this season, and football, they're still playing the same sport. Don't talk about the Championship and the Division 1 over here. It's the same sport. All the rules should apply. But we've seen handballs given. There was one today in the Chelsea-Arsenal game. And today, and against us, we've had a couple as well that weren't given. And today, one was given when the guy had his hands at his side and tried to sort of move his body towards the ball, and it ended up hitting his arm or his bicep. Now, to me, there's no inconsistency there. And also, my last point is, well, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I'm seeing soft fouls outside the box, like, yeah, give that. And then when it's in the penalty area, it's like, oh, God, I can't make the... I have to be really careful here.
Yeah.
That, to me, is... Like I hate... One thing I hate about referees, no disrespect to you, Jeff.
No.
Whatever.
I don't think it that way. There's no consistency.
Let me land with this, Jeff. What I'm saying here, I've noticed with referees, you could be 4 or 5-0 up, and then the referee would be lenient towards the side that's losing with stupid fouls. I think the referee gets sometimes get emotionally engaged in the game and makes decisions based on, let's even this up a little bit, or poor this side, they're losing by a lot. Let's not give them another opportunity to lose again or get another goal against them. I just see that a lot in the football.
Do you think the crowd plays a part in that as well, OMONDI?
Do I think?
Yeah, like with the referees, when it comes to certain calls, do you think, they're aware of what stadium it's in?
Yeah, because it's an emotional thing, Brush. Say you're a referee and you've just given a controversial decision, and the crowd are all in your back and boo, and the referees are WANTK, all those chants. Suddenly, you want to you might not believe it, but you might give a foul to them, and they will get the crowd up again, and suddenly they will get off your back. It's just an emotional reaction. And I think, what do you think, Brush? Do you think that happens? I do.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right. So a couple comments here. It used to have to be hand to ball. That's from Big T. Think they should go. Teddy says, I think they should go back to the old ruling. If it hasn't been denied a clear goal scoring opportunity, no penalty. And Dave saying here, good comment. Didn't they have a stint a while back calling all nudges in the box a foul? Can't remember why it was dropped, but anyway, it seemed too easy for attackers in the game to influence the game in a way. DK Wilson saying here, the ball bounced to the player's chest. It was off his head, actually. Then Maguire pushes him. Was the Sheffield player ever going to be in control of the ball, or was it going to end up like Onana did? So there's so many variables here with that decision.
Yeah, but you say that, but then if you've got a sliding tackle, or when the goalie's running away from the goal and the players hit the ball away, but the goalie still connected him afterwards. Isn't that kind of the same principle then, no?
I'd say I don't know, because I'm really losing hope here about knowing how the games. That's why we got our expert on, Jeff. I just don't know anymore. I really don't know, Mr. B. I've ref games, and I'm sure you have, Mr. B. And I'm sure without knowing all the rules, and I judge it by being as fair as possible, and and knowing players and knowing intent and knowing certain things about what I'm seeing, and reacting to that. I might not get everything's right, but I just think we should go back to letting the ref govern the game. But the referee's got such a big job at this high-profile football, and it means so much, to teams. If they get relegated based on this result, and say for some not get a penalty with Maguire, whatever, for example, they might be moaning again, like they did a few years ago when they got relegated. For what was it for again? Sheffield United got relegated, and there was a big outcry because there was some decision.
Ball crossed the line, and it wasn't given.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So there's so much on the line here, isn't there, with decision making? All right,
that penalty was great.
Yeah.
Like,
did he hit the post or did he hit the inside of the net?
Inside of the net. Inside. You can't stop them.
Perfectly taken penalty.
Yeah. Like, shout out to that guy. That's one of the best penalties I've seen for a long time.
He'd missed 3 out of 5.
Yeah. And all the ones he scored were to the keeper's left. So I was when I saw Onana go that way, I thought he's got it. And
because his dive was quite decent as well.
Yeah.
But he just stood no chance with that.
Okay, so they've equalised. I mean, why? I did ask a question, guys. All of you guys on the panel. Why are we conceding after we score? It happens time and time again. And I know you say, "Oh, yeah, it's handball. It's unfortunate," but flipping hell, man, come on, take control of the game for 10 minutes. Damn it!
We don't have time to settle. It's ridiculous on Monday. It's ridiculous. That's why I think I was so nervous towards the end of the game. Well, it's only going to take one every now. This would be typical Man United. Let's hope that once we go ahead in the game, that we keep or we score another one. Right now, we need to score 2s and 3s. Yeah. I think that's the level we need to get to. Be confident that you're going to score another one. At the moment we're thinking, Jesus,
the frustrating thing for me, Mr. Bree, is that we've got the capability to score 2s and 3s. It's the amount of chances that we're not taking that piss me off.
Talking about chances, Brush, I mean, towards 47th minute, I mean, we had Haaland had a great chance in the box. It was played across. I know it's a shot. I mean, remember Rashford's goal against England? He'd done the same thing. Jockey, just out of the box, got a shot off, got deflected a couple of times, pinged off Haaland's foot, and he managed to swivel. And I thought he was going to score with his right foot, but the goalie came out point blank save. I mean, that was a good chance, no?
Yeah, most definitely. He looks very bright today. Vaughan already mentioned on another day, I reckon he could have had a hat trick, the kid. So I was quite pleased with him. Lot of positive signs. He's only 20 years old, you've got to remember. So, it's going to take time for that to develop. Just need to nurture it the right way. Rashi, I expect a bit more from, being one of the senior members of the squad. And Bruno, lovely ball in that second half where it was on a plate for him. And he really should be burying that all day, every day.
Yeah, certainly. So we did have our chances. So we started to get a foothold on the game, didn't we? Going into the second half. I mean, Onana tipped the ball over the box, over the crossbar. It wasn't going in, but he did make it look spectacular.
He makes everything look spectacular. He's extravagant, eccentric. He's like a combo of Barthez and Taibbi combined.
Is he coming good? Will he come good?
I mean, listen, it's going to be a bit of both. He's a madman, but that's his game. So, yeah, you're going to get good performances, but then you're going to see some outright ridiculous things as well. I just hope by that time that we can outscore opponents.
Teddy saying BATHTIME and keyboard's whacking again. You're typing really fast. We can all hear you, mate. Jeff saying here, well, by the way, Jeff, thank you for the expert opinion on the decisions there. We're still none the wiser, but you did sort of break it down really clearly. It was a chokehold on Haaland as he went to slide for the ball. I didn't see that, but anyone knows?
He said that in the chat. He did say that in the chat, to be fair. Yeah, he said that at the time.
Just going to another chance we had in the 57th minute. Rashford got played in by Bruno. We had a little break here, and Bruno played the right pass to Rashford. Rashford had shot with his left foot. Should he have scored? Do you remember this? It just went wide of the post.
Yeah, of course he should have scored.
Oh, what, the left-footed one? You think so? BATHTIME? What should he have done?
100%.
Hit the near post with it, then smashed it near post.
No, just get it on target and low. Like, I mean, I tell you what, Mr. B, right? In the sort of system we play, we want to be looking away from Bruno to be creating chances. Like, so we want to be like more dangerous across all positions. In that game, we won possession high up the pitch a lot, and then we put players through a lot, like 4 or 5 times. Like Højlund, he did a pretty tame snapshot straight at the goalkeeper.
Well, I thought Rashford messed it up for him. Rashford could have done something more inspiring there. It wasn't very good.
But we're creating lots of chances through our press, and that was another one where, like, I think Amrabat might have nicked the ball, and then Bruno popped it over the top. And Rashford, it's just, you say, should he have done this? Should he have done that? There was no conviction with what he did, and that's what's annoying me. When you saw Garnacho come on, and Garnacho, like, he just kissed the post with a beautiful shot. He had conviction. He knew what he wanted to do, and he was going to do it. And that's the issue with Rashford, is that he seems to have literally no idea what he's doing anymore. Like, he's not, I don't know, he's not playing off the cuff. He's not playing to a game plan. It's just, it all seems like he's pausing and thinking, and there's nothing
It's like he overthinks it, doesn't he? Every time the ball comes to him. He's stuck in 2 minds himself on what to do.
I'll go with that.
Yeah. I mean, what would you guys have done in that situation? Are you smacking that like high near post or low back post?
See, I would have gone near post, but today one of my players had a shot on the right hand side and went near post and hit the bar, and I moaned saying he should have gone across the goal in place. The goalie tips the ball away. I just see the angle that he was at half time. I'm not sure. Even if it was on target, it would have gone in, because I think that the goalie it would have had to be curling the other way, maybe. No,
but do you not think he should be scoring from that situation with that?
Guys, let me just step in here. I don't know if you guys watched England training clips. They have like 10, 15 minutes of England training clips where you get all the boys. They go out there at St. George's. They're doing their drills, shooting drills. It's going to be. I'm telling you, Rashford and Maddison and Kane, all these guys, burying it into corners. Little drill, pop, 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 into corner, left foot, right foot, they're burying it into corners. Why is it Rashford struggled today to hit that in the corner of the net? It's got to be standard. You're a pro player. For me...
The pressure's off in training, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll give you that. But it's like the way they're pinging these balls in training. I'd advise anyone to go and watch the training sessions for England. It's like, wow, pam, 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 pam. Can't miss, you know? Making the goalies look silly, right in the corners. So I felt he should have scored that today. And I thought, like the other one, when he's breaking and he passed it into Højlund, and he sort of wasn't the right pass. It was Højlund had to hold up a little bit, get out his feet, get that shot off. And then he's moaning at Højlund because he wanted a return. But when I looked at the return, there was nothing on for him to give. So I think in that situation, Rashford should have run, carried the ball a bit more until something else opened up, because they were running back. They had to engage at some point, but he'd done it a bit too early. There's a bit of indecision again, like Brush was saying there. The subs, Brush, in the 63rd minute, McTominay came off for Ericsson, and Garnacho came off for Anthony. Let's talk about that, Anthony.
Martial for Højlund as well.
Yeah, that was that. I missed that. I must have gone to change the pads, but is that
do you wear shin pads during a match?
No, it's the dog pads.
Did you have a Chris Kamara moment?
moment, yeah. It's the doggy pads. They came and told me they'd pooed, so I had to, I've got to go and change the pads. Dog pads. Anyway, enough about that. But yeah, I missed that. So did Martial come on after those 2 subs?
No, they all came on at the same time.
It was all at the same time.
Oh, forgive me. All right, so good subs. I thought Martial done pretty well. But Tommy for Ericsson, more control, I imagine. And Garnacho coming on clearly had an impact. He's direct. We love bringing him on late, don't we?
Yeah, the kid plays with no fear. He takes people on. He knows what he wants to do, and he just goes at it, gives it everything.
Okay, let's just talk about this here quickly. Last 2 games, says Dave P, definitely have been a scramble. Lots to improve on, but ground gamed on almost all teams. Of the 9 teams above us, pre-Brentford, only Spurs have dropped points. Got to be happy with that. Big T saying, with Rashford, the lights are on, but nobody's home. Just saying here, only consistency with humans refereeing is inconsistency. And Mondi, last thing I want to say is football is all at levels, should be called the same as a foul, but monkey makes a difference. Sorry, not a monkey. But money makes a difference. Excuse me. Evan saying here, yeah, Rashford is not that good when I think about what to do. He's better when he's just works of instinct, like when he first arrived on the scene. Jeff saying here, go watch German or Italian league. I think the referee is much higher over there. Martial played well when he came onto the Zoe Media House. Teddy's saying, are you sure you weren't watching 60s Batman, Papa? All right, yeah, subs were made. We're still 1-1. We're trying to sort of probe, and we started to dominate. Even the commentators are saying, looks like Man United are going to score soon. And then the 76th minute, man, Jesus Christ. I mean, who wants to talk us through this goal?
Dalot has it in his locker. He's done it. Was it Forest? Was it Forest last season? He did that playing off the. He played off the left. One of the games when Shaw wasn't available. He's got it in his locker. Those are the ones that fill you with joy. The ones where the goalie dives, he's at full stretch, and he's got absolutely no chance.
Absolutely, you could sense the goal coming as well, because for about 10 minutes before that goal, we were pushing and pushing. But I don't think any of us expected it to be Dalot that got the breakthrough, especially the way he did as well. Stunning.
But just on that, the fact that we were pushing and pushing, do you think that the subs made, some games you play and the subs don't make a difference? I actually feel today that the subs, they all had an impact in their own way. Martial came on and he did a burst down. I think Rashford played him down the right, and he put his foot down, and I thought, oh shit, he's actually looks like he's running without the fear of pulling up. So I enjoyed that part of it. Garnacho, I've got a lot of time for Garnacho. I still don't think he's ready for the start, but when you come on and do what you do, it then puts thoughts in Rashford's mind and in the manager's mind. So when he gets his start, he's going to have to take it. And I think Eriksen, it wasn't a game for Eriksen to start, but I think as the game wore on and they got more tired, Eriksen ended up playing in the role that Amrabat was playing, which was the centre back of, when the Amrabat was dropping in, and then he was able to be spraying the ball, and he wasn't wasting the passes. So we were able to move up the pitch as well. I think when they came on, the passes were shorter, which means that the passes were less wasted as well. 1 and 2 touch around the top right hand corner, the top right far corner of the pitch, those type of things. And then the switch over, which means that it's something that has either been trained or it's something that they spoke about, and it seemed to work. So I think this week, even when I looked at the bench, and thought, the only one what you might say is probably Palestri and Donny. But then if you look at who might be coming back, you look at Shaw's got to come back into that midfield. That Casemiro is then got to come. So that bench then starts looking a lot stronger. So yeah, like you were saying, Brush, I think moving forward, if we can be there or thereabouts, don't drop off too much from 8. 6 points. I didn't realize it was only 6 points from top, which means that it is compressed. But we're not talking about top. We're talking about our next game and the team above us. So once I think we can get the players back, let's be around them for when we get our players back, because at the moment we've lost so much players. We've lost the whole of our defense. Once that comes back, and what Shaw can do already. My positive head's coming back on here now, so I'm confident about moving forward. But that could just be because we had the win. We weren't great today, but a win's a win.
Okay. Martial pinched the ball, and we had a shot wide, but from Garnacho as well after that. So yeah, we had most of the chances. Mount came on for Rashford towards the end. Evans came off as well for Varane. And so, like you said, good use of the subs, guys. Let's do a quick player rating and let's wrap this up. And guys in the comments, let me know what you think, because I'm going to talk about units as well. Starting with the goalkeeper and defence. As a unit, how do they play individually? Pick a man out who you thought played really well and just score them if you can. Like 5 for us is average. 10 is just outrageously exceptional. I mean, Brush, start with the defence, please. Just there's 5 guys there. Just pick them out as a unit, how they played, and individually.
I mean, listen, if it wasn't for the set piece situation, we would have kept a clean sheet today, and I probably would have been scoring them a bit higher. I thought everyone did their jobs. Anana pleasantly surprised me today. I thought he was very decent. Maguire had a good game as well. Yeah, so those two are the ones in defence that stood out for me. Lindelof looked shaky, but again, I feel harsh criticising him in a position that he's not really used to. So, I have to give him a bit of leeway there as well. What did you guys think?
But Mr. B, I mean, what's your thoughts on the defence today? Do you agree with, we would have had a clean sheet. They didn't really probe or hurt us that much.
No, but then does that mean the defence were great? Or does that mean it was an easy night for them, meaning that the midfielders did their job? Do we want to see our defenders in battles where they're making last ditch
or they're having one-on-one situations?
Yeah, that they're winning.
Yeah.
That you say no, they should be. You don't want that. You want their defenders not to say to have an easy game, but you don't want them to be over pressured. And I don't think they were over pressured today. Dalot obviously is going to get props because he scored the goal, but I'm gonna shout out. I'll put it in there early. I think Maguire today was playing passes that we know he can pass. There was a couple of passes that he sprayed out to Rashford on the right. Pinpoint. Rashford didn't even have to move. The ball was dropping on his foot. So Maguire today, I'm going to hold up my hands and say, I'm not going to say it was his best performance, but a performance like that gives the manager headaches. And you as a player, all you can do is give your manager headaches. McTominay came in today. I'm going to go into midfield.
The good kind of headaches, Mr. B.
Yeah, right. The good headaches. I don't think McTominay as much as McTominay scored, I don't think he's giving him a headache like Maguire has given Ten Hag a headache. If you know what I mean. I think Maguire was commanding. He won the majority of his headers. Yes, the stuff that Maguire's not good at. One of the times earlier on, he ran into the player's back, and I was a bit pissed. I thought if you run in and you stop off, let him turn, give him the option. But apart from one or two, and you can't. This is being nitpicking, So I'll call it early. Maguire was my man of the match. I'll call it early. Maguire was my man of the match. So defensively, I think we were pretty good this week.
Big up.
And I'll tell you what, I was very skeptical as well of Johnny Evans when we signed him in the summer. I thought it was a bit of a baffling move at his age. But in the performance that I've seen of him, what he's really shown is his experience. His experience has really shone through. And he's brought a level of calmness to that back four whenever he's been given a chance.
Big shout, guys. Big shout. Just a couple of comments here. Harry Maguire says, Big G. Stephanie saying, big up to everyone. It's a sad day, no doubt about it. We did say that at the start of the show. Maguire's man of the match. Easy, says Big G as well. Maguire played well. Big up to Rich Sports. Go subscribe to Rich Sports, guys. And Rich Sports is also saying, based on what I've seen this year, Maguire and McTominay should be getting a lot more games. And does Maguire bench fit Martinez? That's from Big T.
No chance.
Stephanie Griffiths saying here, big up Amondi, part-time Brush, and Mr. B. Extremely sad day. Lost one of the nicest, most famous people on the planet. Thank you, Sir Bobby, for all you did. You did the babes proud. Big up, Stephanie Griffiths. Maybe this year's Martinez. Yeah, that's from Rich. He did ask a question. All right, let's go to midfield. He started today. Really, after the brace he scored against Brentford, McTominay got in ahead of other players. And it was natural that Amrabat had to play in that role because he's been brought in for that position. His first real game he's had to start in that position, I imagine. And then we've got ahead of him Bruno in midfield. I also want to complete the show by I want all of you to talk about those three and also talk about the wide men and the striker today. And if you want to throw on anyone who came off the bench as well. So, Mr. B, I'll start with you. And bath time when you're back, just give us a shout.
I'm back.
All right.
Amrabat did a lot more running Casemiro. I think him on the ball, I thought was okay. I don't think they found him enough when he was free in possession, especially when we were going down the pitch. Second half, I don't think they found him enough. The fact that he's quick and he's tenacious, I love that. The fact that he gets around the pitch, I don't think he was on the ball as much as maybe I would have liked, but he cut out a lot of passing lanes today. McTominay, I don't know what McTominay has to do to change my perception of him as a footballer. I just don't feel that he scored his goal today, and it's beautiful. The way that he finished it, the way that he took it down, I have no problem with that. It's just the rest of the midfield work, the bread and butter midfield jobs that I don't think he does well enough. But fair play to McTominay, and obviously Bruno, he wasted a lot. I actually hoped when Mount was coming on that it was for Bruno. That would have been, I would have liked that to have been the sub. Because I just think that Bruno needs to calm down a bit more. But I love Bruno, but today I just thought he was very, 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 very wasteful with the football.
Oh, wow.
Who else came on in midfield? Ericsson, the calming influence, Mr. Velvet Boots. I love the fact that he came on and calmed it down. So yeah, is that my midfield done?
Yeah, just throwing the forwards and the wide men as well while we're there.
Rashford, the first half, the fact that Rashford changed what he normally does, 100 mile an hour. He crossed the ball a few times with his left foot, which I feel is good. He still can't cross with his left foot, but the fact that he's got it in his head now, hopefully that will improve. Anthony, I don't think Anthony was very good today. I think Anthony was poor today. And Rashford, when he kept Højlund, ran himself into the ground. The sub was made at the right time, and Martial made a difference when he came on up there. He's a different player to Højlund. He kept it cuter. He kept the passes tight. It was, one touch passing. He's got that in him. And Garnacho, I love Garnacho to bits. He always comes on and he's always positive. He's always a threat. He's always a danger. So yeah, I think that was everybody.
Big up. Bath time coming to you with this one because Stuart Howson tweeted talking about McTominay. He said, yeah, he scored. Nice one. Being sarcastic. He said, but a midfielder needs to get on the ball, especially when we've lacked control. 6 passes is an embarrassment for a centre midfielder. He needs to stop hiding and get himself on the ball. This is from someone who's renowned Stretford Paddock, Stuart Howson. And so basically saying, like, in the time in the first half, after 52 minutes, he scored 1 goal, only had 12 touches. This is McTominay. 86%, that's 6 or 7 passes went to the man. And so 6 passes in 52 minutes. Is that a good way to judge a midfield player's performance or not?
Of course not. First of all, shout out to Onana. I didn't get to talk about the defence, but I was really pleased to see Onana claiming crosses tonight. He came out like Godzilla and munched the ball. Johnny Evans, anyone who was there. It's fantastic. All right, okay. I think that this is a bit of... I don't know Stuart Howson. We have friends at the Stretford Paddock. Shout out to them. Stuart Howson is not someone who understands how a midfield...
His name's, by the way, his name's Stephen Howson.
Oh, yeah.
Well, when he understands a midfield, we can say his name correctly. Look, McTominay is playing as the right-sided midfielder, which is a specialised position. In this position, your job is to protect your channel, the space between the fullback and the centre-back, and to crash the box. You are not expected to get on the ball. Like, that is for everyone else because players can press to the left. If you look at Mason Mount against Tottenham, Mason Mount was playing the same position and I think he had 11 touches in the first half. It's not a position that you expect the guy to play on the ball a lot. And I actually think that tonight, I wasn't too impressed with the Amrabat-Lindelof pivot that we saw. I felt that Amrabat needed to stay more central and that he was moving a bit too much. But
to the right.
Movement, yeah, like you just need to be central and have a focus point. But McTominay was coming back into space and he was moving into a right-sided centre-back at times. And it was allowing us to play down the right for the first time in ages. We saw a lot of interchanging between Anthony and Dalot and things like that. And I also thought that Bruno came back a lot deeper. And all right, you might want much more from these players on the ball. You might think Bruno didn't use the ball correctly. You know, he got an assist and he put in a lot of decent balls. But the key thing is, at no point did that midfield look like it was overwhelmed. Structurally, we were fantastic. We had 5 men in the key areas at all times, and we had our rest defence in the right areas. Ten Hag will be very pleased with that performance, I think. On another day, we score 4 or 5 goals. I think we should be looking at Rashford and Højlund and asking why they're not scoring more goals, because they've had more chances than in any other game this season. And in terms of the subs, I was a bit disappointed with Eriksen, to be honest. I didn't see a lot of control from him. And I thought Garnacho, Mount didn't really do anything, did he? But I thought, I thought McTominay actually played pretty well. I was disappointed that he wasn't able to stay on, because I felt Rashford and Antony weren't providing any service into the box. And as a right-sided midfielder, your job is either to be the first person in the box or the last person in the box, and the ball's not coming into the box. And I think that McTominay and Højlund would score a lot more goals if we were getting the ball into the box faster and more direct and using half spaces. But that's my thoughts on it.
Rush, you were sort of touching on that as well, about McTominay getting into the box and scoring goals. Give us your feel about and score about the midfield and strikers as well.
Yeah, so in terms of Amrabat, I agree with Vaughan. I'd prefer he stays more in the middle. But I wonder how much of that is down to Ten Hag and the fact that he started his early days filling in at left back and playing that sort of hybrid role where he moved around a bit. Maybe they're asking him to do one or two different things, even from the midfield position. So I'd like him to stay a bit more central to the action. As for McTominay, I don't really have any issues with McTominay. He's a utility guy. We ask a lot of him, some of which he's not really built to do. Also, you need to understand what the manager sets out as well, innit? So it's one of those ones. Like what he done against Nottingham Forest is totally different to how he played today. That day, like we used him like how Jose used to utilize Fellaini, you know? So he's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, if you like. So we use him for different things at different times. So it's quite hard to criticize. As for the forward, I already mentioned with Højlund, I was very impressed. The signs are there that he's got the makings of a good striker. It's just that he's 20 in it, so you got to nurture that. You got to be patient. Martial, I thought, did all right when he came on. His hold-up play is decent. He's obviously lost quite a bit of pace in that over the years due to the injuries and whatnot. Definitely been here longer than he should have been, but it is what it is. We just have to work with what we've got until we can move on. Anthony, I thought, had a quiet game. And when he has games like that, I just think, why is Pellistri not getting more minutes? And also, we've got a guy, guys, who's on 350 grand a week who can't apologize to the manager. Like, what is going on? What is going on? They need to sort that out.
All right, I'm going to start first and say Harry Maguire with Mr. B. I totally agree. Won all his headers. It was everything that went in that box. His head was getting to the end of it. They had a corner, and Lindelof nearly scored an own goal because he didn't head it the right way. He headed it backwards for another corner. I don't know if you remember that. You've got to be more decisive. You're a centre back. You've got to win everything. And I think Harry Maguire does that. And he's not supposed to do it. And people just sit back and say, well, you're supposed to do that. But it's an art, especially against these big old forwards that they're up against and strong sides as well. So Harry Maguire won every header. His distribution was good as well. Passing, got a little confidence. He was like John Madden out there at quarterback role sometimes, playing the deepest, ping balls all over the park. I thought it was fantastic today. And when someone's under it a lot, under a lot of pressure, and they come out and the performances like that, time and time again, you can always rely on him. He's not scared. He's not scared. I can't imagine he gets nerves or butterflies at all. He's made of steel. He's got alligator stomach. It doesn't matter what it takes. He will just come through. You ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Roll him out, and he'll give 100%. And I have to give the guy credit. And I know everyone thinks I love Maguire and I always back him. I do. And this today was another example of what you need in the Premiership against certain teams. He will perform in that respect. And as a team gets better, you will miss him when he's not there. When we're struggling to clear balls out of the box. So Harry Maguire's my man of the match. Outstanding, guys.
Yeah, clearly Harry Maguire's man of the match. He had a great game. He passed the ball really well. I think, I know a lot of people can shout at me for this, I think Maguire is our best defender in a high line. Like, he gets out to his man well. If he doesn't pinch the ball off him, he fouls them and gets away without a yellow card. I think that Martinez would get in ahead of him simply because he's left-footed. But Maguire has had an absolute. He's had a sensational game tonight, and I really hope that he stays in the team, because I think he's shown everyone the importance of line-breaking passes, the importance of being able to win headers, and the importance of being able to step up into the midfield and deal with a man the way that Lindelof, Martinez and Varane have been exposed time and time again this season. Not one point tonight was Maguire exposed by any of these players, and they're big and they're strong and they're fast.
Boom. Mr. B, you said Maguire, but Teddy's saying here, I actually think Lindelof should get man of the match just for what he went through this week. Played well as well today. Eddie, you haven't even turned your head by this comment?
Nah, I'm not in none of that, to be fair. Yeah, I understand he's had a traumatic week, but if he had made 4 mistakes and given away 2 own goals today, then what would we have been saying? Oh, it was because of what he went through this week. So, no, football, for 90 minutes, they all say, oh, they leave their troubles on the pitch. So now Lindelof wouldn't be anywhere near my man of the match. For what he went through in the week, fine, fair enough, traumatic, but no, he's not getting my man of the match or any high ratings for that. I watch strictly football. What goes on in outside of it is no.
And Brush, is it unanimous?
I've been on my holidays, so I don't know what Lindelof's been through this week.
Well, basically, there was he played international duty, and at the stadium there was a stag.
Geez, is this? Oh, and the Belgium.
Because he was captain, he had to deal with everything and represent them, and do a lot of interviews and everything, and didn't get back till late, and didn't sleep much. So
that
unanimous regarding the man of the match. We've all said Maguire. What you
say? Yes, it's got to be Maguire in it. I thought he had a tidy performance, man.
I think Zoe's saying that through gritted teeth. She said he's still a fridge, but she must be saying agreeing with us on the panel. Dalot, man of the match for Emma, our only fullback who's not injured. Very professional, and we hopefully get these guys back soon from injury. We've heard some good news about Kobe, for example. I think Manasia's on the mend as well, and Reguilon's close to coming back. So we got Copenhagen on midweek Tuesday at home. That's a must-win game, guys. We go in there with a bit of confidence, and then obviously we've got Man City on the weekend as well. So we've just done our business, done what we had to do. Hopefully we get some players back, and hopefully we have some good results on Tuesday. Just finishing up now, just going to say again about Bobby Charlton. It's been a very dramatic day. I mean, he was suffering with dementia as well, wasn't he? So it's been tough for him for the last few years. But may he rest in peace. And we're going to do a tribute tomorrow, aren't we, guys? And you're welcome to join us, Brush, if you want to give your words about Bobby Charlton and your memories of him. And for most of us, obviously we're not old enough to remember, apart from Mr. B, he's probably there. He's probably saw him win the FA Cup or something. But I do think we need to give props to this guy. We had a documentary about Beckham the other day, and everyone was like feeling nostalgic. So, oh my God, Beckham was a good player, was that good, everything else. But I think this is a different level. This is someone who's undoubtedly world class and undoubtedly a legend of our club. And we have a statue of him, as well as Dennis Law, another Ballon d'Or winner, and George Best. Fantastic players, and we really have to give them a salute. So, guys, make sure you check it out tomorrow. We'll be doing a show tomorrow evening on Bobby Charlton and his passing, and remembering and celebrating his life and all that he achieved for Man United Football Club. So don't forget to tune in for that. Last words, guys, before we sign out.
Yes. You go first, Mr. B.
I'm just glad we got the 3 points on Monday.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you a question on Monday.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why do you have a plug in your plant pot?
Okay, let me explain. Guys, I don't know if I can't move the camera around. Okay, so as you can see, well, you can't see, I've got plants all around my house, like everywhere. I wouldn't be able to show. Shall I? I don't know. It's a bit, I won't show you because it's a bit of a mess. I've got plants everywhere. And to keep the plants fresh, you have to have a special kind of lighting. So what I've got here is, when I go to bed, I plug this in, and it's got like a timer on it as well. Usually then I've got lighting over there. It's special lighting. Bear with me. Hold on. You asked. I'd like to ask you. This here is not my. It's not my fingers. I've got long fingers.
There's a lot more to the operation.
Yeah. These are special lights that go on and help because I live in a flat. I don't get much light through the windows. These help. I put them on randomly, and I've got them over there as well. And they help light up the plants as well as watering them, giving them plant food. You want to keep them with these sort of special lights as well. They look like my fingers. Everyone says they look like your fingers. They're so long, you know. But yeah, that's what it's called. The plug is here. Bath time. I know you're like, remember the guy from Through the Keyhole? Bath time should do a show like that because he's always studying people's background and wallpaper and everything else. So bath time, if you want to do it, come through the keyhole at my house, you're more than welcome. Who lives here? Look at these lights. No, Stuart Marshall. It's not Mr. B's house. I'm throwing proper blast.
For anyone that's just tuning in now, they're going to be so confused.
Yeah.
You know what makes it so
They're going to be like, what's Mondi got in his hand?
I know what's going through their mind already. People are asking, Big T saying, don't show us, the feds will be around. Teddy's saying, you've got special ones. See, look, even Stuart Marshall's asking, what are you throwing on Monday? You know what I mean? It's weird what people think goes on in our houses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to know what Vincent think goes on in Amondi's house.
Does that answer your question, Bath time?
Yeah, it's just I've seen it all night. I thought it was an air freshener. I wasn't expecting like hydroponics like to come out and things.
Okay, so I'm happy Maguire is man of the match. I'm happy we've got our 3 points, and it's another big week for Man United as it continues to be. I mean, we need to step up. We're sort of closing the ground on the others, and we need. Do you think Champions League's important, guys? Have you written it off?
Yes.
You really is important. It's crazy on Monday.
To get through this group.
Listen, it's a cup competition, isn't it? So until we're out of it, we're in it.
Monday, hold those lights above your head and see if they come on. Right? Like you've had an idea. Because the Champions League is incredibly important.
I don't get it on Monday. It has to be. There's no way we can go into Europa. We're still in it. If we win our 2 games against Copenhagen and Galatasaray lose their 2, then we need to beat Galatasaray at their ground. If we do that, then it's on the Bayern.
I just hope that the guys go into that game with Copenhagen with the right mindset. They're not going to be pushovers. They've not been, pushovers even in the games that they've lost so far in the group. Even
I think
Bayern,
those subs were for Copenhagen as well.
Yeah,
like,
even
Anthony
Bayern only
Hoyland.
beat them 2-1, I think, in the last game.
Yeah. Like, we should be doing them. And also, the other thing is that, as you know, we're doing a show tomorrow about Sir Bobby Charlton. If any of you want any input on the show, record a video, about 30 seconds, landscape mode, please. Send it in to the United Agenda Twitter account, and we'll feature it on the show, because we know it's very important to all of you. Although the gravitas of that has been taken away slightly by Monday holding a light above his head.
I'll just follow instructions. Our players should understand.
Nice.
All right. On that note, guys, we're flying out. Don't forget tomorrow evening. Just want to say a big up to Brush. Brush, where can we find you? Because we can't find you here often. You're not hardly come on our show anymore. We'll be
Listen, I'm around, man. You can find me on Twitter at Brushy87.
Okay, well, we'll find you on the agenda as well, hopefully, in the coming weeks. Mr. B, what a double shift you put in today. And by the way, Mr. B, congratulations. Out of the 3 of us, you're the only one who played this weekend with your team. And you got a 2-1 win, yeah?
And this is the first week my team has won and Man United have won. Do you know what that means? It's now 25 past 12, and I don't think my son's going to be playing football tomorrow. So I think Uncle Ray and me and Uncle Ray and nephew will be having a long chat tonight.
Well, you're in the future because it's 25 past 11.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh,
You've got even more time, Mr. B.
I've got an extra hour.
Nora, where are you? Come on, just a minute. All right.
Oh, and
Guys.
before we get out of here, Vaughan,
Yeah.
what wine have you been drinking, and would you recommend it?
Yeah, it is. It's called Malbec. It's from. Oh my god! It's from Mendoza. That's where I used to do my pre-seasons in Argentina. It's highly recommended.
Nice.
I've really enjoyed myself tonight, lads.
And considering it's late as well, I'm having a bit of a tipple today. I'm on my ginger wine. Big up to the Tesco's brand of ginger wine.
You know what's so funny? Look at the size of that bottle that Omondi is drinking on his own, yeah? Even if that had 1%, you'd be rocking. And I know it don't have one. He's drinking a litre of alcohol.
I mean, he's holding a light up above himself on the ginger wine.
You know, the truth is, I went to put it back and it's going to collapse on top of me. So I have to wait till the show's finished before I return it because the whole thing's come down now. But anyway,
Don't worry, Mr. B's an hour in the future.
No, that's
the least
next
of
week.
your problems.
Right, let's get that right. It is next week, right? The clocks go back next week, right?
Yeah, it's next week.
Yeah.
Right,
They
yeah.
fall back
Teddy,
in the
it's
fall back in
it's
autumn.
next week.
Fall,
Yeah, it's next week.
spring.
Yeah, it's next week. It's next week. There
Yeah,
you go.
from next week
All
till
right.
about February, it's just mad depressing.
So it's going to get even darker. Can you believe that,
Mhm.
guys? Damn. All right, we're going to sign out, guys. I appreciate every one of you. It's another win. Go and enjoy your evening and keep yourself warm and cozy, whatever you do and whoever you do it with. Good night.